Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Life Insights with Dr. Mercy. Um Happy Sunday. And how are you doing? How are you doing as an individual? How are you doing as a wife and a mother? How are you doing as a husband? How are your children doing? How are you doing as a couple? And how are you doing as a family? Today we're focusing on the family. We want to talk about the family, all right? Um, from time to time, it's good you ask these questions in your home. Ask your spouse, "How are you doing, my spouse?" Husband asks wife, wife asks husband, parents ask children, children ask parents. All right, always check on one another. Okay, always make sure you have one another's back in the family. Today we're talking about family. um, I found out some definitions of what a family is, and I want to share that with you. Families are the most important tool we have on the planet. All right, I want you to think about these things. The family is one of the most important tools that we have on the planet. Families are supposed to be powerful. Families should be powerful. Families should be loving. I love that so much. Families should be loving. Families should be supportive. Families should be loving. Families should be supportive. Okay? Families should be resilient. Ooh. When individual persons in the family, when they are strengthened, when they are sent out into the world, they will cause a ripple effect on the society. You know what that means, okay? If individuals in the family are weak, we're gonna have a weak society. You understand? But if they are strengthened, if they are equipped, if they got the skills, they got what it takes, to make the world a happy place. If they are happy, when they go out there, the society is going to be a happy society. For instance, like the church, you understand me? People that make up the church come from families. You understand me? If we have happy homes, we're going to have a happy church, and like that, a happy society, a happy workplace. So the family is a micro society, is a micro society where we need to work on one another. All right, we need to be loving in the family. We need to be supportive in the family. Individuals that come out of the family should come out strengthened. They should come out happy. They should come out equipped, all right, to go to their place of work, to function in the church, function wherever they are, in the schools, name it. So the family is a very strong unit of the society. They are the most important tool on the planet. We shouldn't joke with our families. The happiness of individuals in the home is very important. And so that is why I want to talk to couples today. My dear couples, especially in this era of Japa syndrome. If you're not a Nigerian, you will say, "What do I mean by Japa?" Japa is just a slang, that we just start using in Nigeria because of the massive relocation of people from Africa looking for better life, greener pastures. People are, relocating from Ghana, from Nigeria, from wherever part of Africa into the Western, world. People are relocating to Canada, relocating to the UK, relocating to the US. But my dear couple, my dear family, I want to, share something with you today. You see, when you are on the other side, you will think, oh, it's so green where we're going, and that is why you want to come. Please, I need you before you pack up your things and leave where you are. I need you to sit down and have a serious conversation with your spouse and your children. Okay? Because there are many things, we call them maybe cultural shock, that you will encounter when you come, when you leave where you are and you relocate, to this part of the world. You're going to meet a lot of cultural shock that, if you're not careful, they might begin to affect your home. All right? And so I want to, teach you this song. I love to sing, you know me, right? And I love to read the Word of God. This song is a prayer, and we always sing it. Okay, I learned it when I was a student. Yeah, I learned this song when I was a student. So let me teach you this song, and I want you as a couple to hold hands together with your children and sing this song as a prayer to God, and mean it from your heart. Mean it from your heart as you sing it with one another. Hold hands and sing it as a prayer to God, and mean it from your heart. The song goes like this. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together in love. I missed something. Let me sing it again. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together with love that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together in love. Did you hear that? Pray that God should bind you together in love, in a love strong cord that cannot be broken. I love the song we sing at the end of every Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship. His banner over us is love. And I want to teach you that too. His banner over us is love. His banner over us is love. He brought us into his banqueting hall, and his banner over us is love. Is love. Is love, and his banner over us is love. He brought us into his banqueting hall, and his banner over us is love. His banner over us is love. His banner over us is love. He brought us into his banqueting hall, and his banner over us is love. His love, His love, amen. And His banner over us is love. He brought us into His banqueting hall, and His banner over us is love. Friends, I know why I am teaching you these songs, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you don't know those songs, please learn them from me and pray them to God and teach them to your family members. Sit down. What did I say? As a couple, as a family, before you japa. These are things you need to do before you japa. You need to sit down and talk to one another about the love strong cord of God binding you together. About the love strong cord of God binding you together. About His banner over you as a couple and as the whole family. His banner over you as a family being love. Sing it, pray it, explain it to each other, one another in the family before you carry your bags and japa. Because I am telling you from experience that it is the love of God that can help you to withstand the cultural shocks that you will encounter after you have relocated. All the challenges that you will encounter after you have relocated. All the challenges, because the challenges, they seem endless. I know that wherever you're coming from, it might not only be Nigeria, wherever part of the world you're coming from, there are challenges over there. But my dear brother and my dear sister, there are challenges over here too. You see that side where you think the pastures are greener. Behind the greener pastures, there are challenges, and we need to come with this understanding. We need to understand it before we carry our bags and say, we're out of here. You need that love strong cord to bind you together as a couple. You need that love strong cord to bind you together as a family. You understand? You need the banner of love to bind your whole family. Because over here, there are many, many, many challenges that you do not know about, that you have not heard about before, that you have not seen, you have not experienced. No one has shared it with you. All or mostly that people share is about how, okay, you come to the US, your children get free education, you come to the US, life is better here, there is constant light, there's constant water, blah 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 blah. But some people don't tell you all the challenges that there is in the relocation, in the life you live here, even with the greener pastures, quote and unquote. And so I don't think I can explore I don't think we can explore everything in this one video. And so it's likely to be a series, because the way it affects a wife and a mother is different from the way it affects a husband and a father. And it's different the way it affects the children. And it's different the way it affects the whole family as a whole. It's different challenges, you understand? Different challenges until you finally get it together. It takes time. It takes time to settling in into the new culture. I will speak from where I am. Settling in the culture of America, it takes time. Settling in takes time. Finding good jobs takes time. No matter how educated you are, coming from where you're coming from, it is a process, to transition your education, we call it transcripts, is a lot of process. You understand? Settling down takes time. Settling in, getting the kind of status you had in your country, like getting that kind of status over here, it takes time. It's not something you just jump into. We're not ruling out the faithfulness of God. The miracle can happen. You understand? Miracle can happen. You understand? One person's story will be different from another person's story in terms of experience, but it takes time, is a reality. And some people not knowing this, they get disappointed when they come in, when they relocate. They think everything is going to be rosy, today rosy, tomorrow rosy, the next day no. And before you know it, they become depressed. They go into depression. They start to regret, like, why did I even come here in the first place? Why did I leave my, good status in my country where I was before? Why did I even think that, coming over here was the best thing to do? In some sense, it could be, a better choice that you may have made in some sense. But you're not going to rule out that there will be challenges before you can achieve your purpose. The reason why you relocated, to find greener pastures. There are challenges that you have to go through before you settle into the new culture, into the new work environment. Their work culture is different, the language, the accent, you getting used to, their procedures, if you're a teacher, for instance, you will not even say, because you've been teaching for years in Nigeria, for instance, because I came from Nigeria, you would even say, because I've been teaching for years in Nigeria, so I come into America. You jump into their classroom and become a teacher and start answering a teacher. No, it took a lot of process, a lot of ups and downs. The highest access you can get, if you come in as an educator from Nigeria, you come in with your papers already, process your transcripts, is they can offer you to be a substitute teacher. And as a substitute teacher, like, for a start, you're not teaching. You're just gonna take the work that the original teacher of the classroom had prepared, and you pass it out to students, for them to get it done. And I remember you just follow the schedule and just pass around all the work. The teacher would have printed out work for the students to do. And I want to remember when I was a substitute teacher here in America, and I used to substitute in a high school, even the middle school. Once you come into the classroom and the students look at your face and they know that this one is a substitute teacher, it's not our original teacher, they don't need to look at you twice. Some of them, you'll be saying good morning, they will even answer you, they will even greet you. They are not raised to greet like like our students we greet you in Nigeria. Teenagers over here are not raised to greet you. And you as a teacher, even when you say good morning, they are not raised to answer you. Who are you? You're a substitute teacher. Say what you want to say. As you're giving them the paper, some will not even collect it. They use their hand and push it off their decks, and it will fall on the floor. And they will just, ignore you, ignore the assignment you give them, which was given to them by their classroom teacher. You are just the middle, the middle person passing it to them. Because you are a substitute, they've not seen your face before. Where did this one come from? They will drop the paper on the floor. Some of them will leave it right there, and they'll bring out their phone and be doing whatever they want to do. Some will even turn around and walk away because they saw a substitute teacher. I'm talking to you about the middle school, the high school. Is unlike where you're coming from, where a student will see a teacher and say, oh, good morning, whether you were the original teacher or you are a substitute. It's different. That's one of the cultural shock. They don't care who you are. Anyway, I said I want to focus on the family. But it is the love in the family that then helps you as a teacher to survive that kind of experience. You know that, right? You can't wait for your day to end for you to go home and share with your husband what you experienced today at work. So you understand where I'm coming from. The family unit has to be strong. The family unit has to be loving. The family unit has to be supportive. In the family unit, we have to encourage one another, each other, so that when we go out there, no matter the challenge we face, we can be what? We can be resilient. We can be strong. We can come back and not broken. Can come back home and share with members of the family. Say, hey, you know what my eyes saw today when I went to work? This, that happened to me. This person treated me like this person said this to me. And then you can laugh it over with your family. If you came back with a heavy heart, they say a problem shared is a problem half solved. If you have a family that you can download to what your day was like, and you guys can laugh over it, encourage one another, hold hands and pray, encourage one another, the next day you are stronger to go out there and conquer the world. It took courage. I'm telling you the truth. It took courage. I remember again, there was a day I was in a classroom. This was not even they're not even like grown-up kids. I think they're like either third graders. Yeah, third graders. What, like in Nigeria you call that's elementary school. I've forgotten what I was saying to them. I guess maybe I was correcting a student who wasn't doing something right, and one came to my back and pulled my hair. It was a wig, yeah. They pulled it. And when I turned back, I said, who pulled my hair? They burst into laughter. Yes, cultural shock. This is in the school system. And you know what? There's nothing you can do. As an adult, there's nothing you can do to them. You can't. It's not Africa. There's nothing you can do. Even if you go to their office and lodge a complaint, they will only tell you to write it as an incident that occurred. What would they do to you, to the students? Nothing. I also remember the day they stole my phone. A very I think that's the first standard phone that I had. When I mean standard, when we came, I couldn't start with a standard phone. I started with one small phone like that. That's what I could afford. Then later on, with hard work, with persistence, I was able to buy one good Android, big Android phone. The students stole it. Middle school students. They stole it. Do you know why they did that to me? Do you know what? You want to know? Meet me in the part 2. I will tell you why they stole my phone. I don't want this video to be too long. Let me pause it here and we continue in the part 2.